This was something he never expected. His unique appraisal skill from his time-traveling ability had an evolution feature. In addition to revealing the attributes of others, it now had an incredibly useful and mysterious new function. It was this evolution that allowed Thomas to miraculously survive in a life-threatening situation. In the end, the decision rested with Thomas, the Lord. It would be a lie to say he wasn't afraid, but he was still willing to sheath his sword and enter the castle. Once inside, Thomas quickly encountered the enemy commander, Bob. Bob was indeed deserving of his title as a famed general. The aura he exuded made Thomas feel unnervingly tense, to the point that he tripped while climbing the stairs. Coincidentally, the magic bird toy he had bought earlier fell to the ground and flew towards Bob. The situation lightened a bit with this small moment. Bob seemed quite intrigued by the toy, but he didn't show any further reaction. After briefly observing it, he turned and walked away. At this moment, Thomas used his appraisal skill to check Bob, but as expected, there was only a black screen. However, considering the gravity of the situation, Thomas gritted his teeth through the sharp pain. Finally, the appraisal succeeded. To his surprise, besides Bob's ability stats, he saw detailed personal information, his birthday, his gentle personality, and even his current family situation. This was just typical background information, wasn't it? What good was this feature? Then Thomas noticed something odd. The information showed Bob had a pregnant wife, yet there was no sign of any women living in the castle. This made Thomas suspicious. When they were led to the waiting room, Thomas unexpectedly saw several toys scattered around. Piecing this together with the strange atmosphere since entering the castle, he quickly realized the truth behind the talks. When the negotiation officially began, Thomas's first words referred to Bob's pregnant wife. This shocked Bob to his core. It turned out that the entire negotiation was a complete trap. From the start, Bob had intended to kill the messenger. Thomas immediately exposed this fact. What surprised him even more was that the castle lord had captured Bob's wife and brought her in as a hostage, ensuring Bob would defend the fortress at all costs. The so-called peace talks were nothing more than a meaningless ruse. The situation was probably the same in the other fortresses. According to intelligence from Thomas's scouts, Balsamac had not sent reinforcements to the city. The lord's claim to defend the fortress was merely a front. He knew full well that the fortress couldn't be held. This meant Bob and his men had already been abandoned, considered expendable pawns.